I found someone living inside my walls. Original fictional horror story. The new house. David, a 29-year-old freelance graphic designer, finally achieved his dream of buying a house away from the busy city. The old wooden home was surprisingly cheap, but the real estate agent only smiled and said, "It's been empty for a very long time." The first night felt peaceful. Around midnight, however, David heard a faint knocking sound coming from inside the walls. He convinced himself it was just the old wood expanding and settling. The strange noises. Over the next few nights, the sounds became louder. Sometimes it sounded like slow footsteps moving behind the walls. Other times, faint whispers echoed through the silent house. Whenever David placed his ear against the wall, everything suddenly stopped. One rainy night, he leaned closer than ever before. On the other side, he heard someone breathing. David stepped back in terror. The hidden space. The next morning, David searched through the original blueprints of the house. Something didn't make sense. Behind one wall was an empty space that wasn't connected to any room. Curious, he grabbed a hammer and carefully broke through the old wooden panels. Behind the wall was a narrow hidden passage. Dust filled the air. Cobwebs covered the ceiling. Yet on the dirty floor. Fresh footprints led deeper inside. Someone was living there, holding a flashlight. David slowly walked through the passage. About 30 feet later, he reached a tiny hidden room. Inside was an old mattress, several bottles of water. Half-empty food cans. Burned candles. The food looked fresh. Someone had been here recently. David's heartbeat raced. He wasn't alone in the house. The camera. David installed a small security camera inside the hidden room before leaving. The next morning, he opened the recording. At exactly 3:17 a.m., a tall, extremely thin man slowly stepped out of the darkness. His face was covered in dirt. He stared directly into the camera. Then he smiled. David froze. The investigation. David immediately called the police. Officers searched every corner of the house. When they reached the hidden room. It was completely empty. No mattress, no food, nothing. Only one object remained, an old photograph. It was a picture of David. Taken before he had ever moved into the house. The officers exchanged nervous looks. David's hands began to shake. The final goodbye. David decided to leave the house forever. He loaded his belongings into his car, locked the front door, started the engine. Just before driving away. He looked toward the upstairs window. The same mysterious man was standing there. This time. He wasn't alone. Several shadowy figures stood silently behind him. David never returned, even today. Whenever he moves into a new home. He always checks the walls first. Some houses stay empty for years. Because the people inside never truly leave.